Will Putin actually use nuclear weapons in a crucial situation? Stuti says, as you are aware, Ukraine has blasted the Crimea bridge. Do you think that after this incident, Russia will use a tactical nuke to retaliate? And Ruturaj says, do you think that now Russia will drop a tactical nuke on Ukraine? What will be the consequences worldwide if that happens? Okay, so do I think Vladimir Putin will actually use nuclear weapons in a crucial situation? I think we have to define what crucial is. If certain red lines are crossed, Vladimir Putin will indeed, I believe, use nuclear weapons. He will not straight away use strategic nukes. He will try to use the smallest nukes, tactical nukes. But yeah, if certain red lines are crossed, he will definitely use nuclear weapons. That's what I believe. Right now, Stuti's question is that Ukraine has destroyed the Crimea bridge. Well, the entire bridge has not been destroyed. Let's take a look at where that is. Yes, the Crimea bridge. I think I covered this yesterday, but let's take a look at it again. So this peninsula. Okay, we're looking at Ukraine. We're looking at Eastern Europe, the Black Sea. North of the Black Sea, we have Ukraine, and you also have Russia over here, and so on and so forth. The eastern part is Russia. This peninsula is called the Crimean Peninsula. You've seen military activity there, wars there, going back centuries, yes. The 1850s, around there, the Crimean conflict, and so on. And there's this bridge here, which connects the Russian mainland to the Crimean Peninsula. So, if this will ever load, yes, here we are. So this is the bridge. Now, I think about 24 hours or so ago, there was a truck bomb explosion on this bridge. Yes, and a portion of this bridge has been significantly damaged, but the Russians are working very rapidly to repair and restore the functionality of the bridge, right? But yes, this is a major provocation, and we don't know who has done it. Maybe it's Ukraine. Most likely it's Ukraine, but Ukraine obviously is a proxy of NATO. So yeah, that's what's happened. So the question is, will Russia use a tactical nuke to retaliate? I believe Russia will most likely retaliate in some form, in some way, at a time and a place of their choosing. That's how things typically go. I don't think they will use a tactical nuke to retaliate to this provocation, to this incident. They have a wide array of tools at their disposal in their toolkit, and they could use anything. They could use a similar kind of thing, maybe, car bomb, truck. I'm not speculating. I have no idea what they could use. They could use something similar. They could use a cyber attack. They could use a conventional attack, uh, or something like that. I don't think they will use tactical nukes. It doesn't make any sense. You don't respond to a conventional attack with a nuclear attack. You don't do that, right? Uh, so I don't think Russia will use a tactical nuke to retaliate to this provocation, but they will certainly respond in some form. Maybe disproportionate force, maybe proportionate force. We don't know yet, but let's see how things unfold. So we are now entering dangerous territory. And Ruturaj also says, do you think Russia will drop a tactical nuke and so on? What are the consequences? So Russia will not most likely use tactical nukes. So in what circumstances will Russia resort to using nuclear weapons? It's very clear. If Russia's territorial integrity is threatened, then Russia most likely will not hesitate to resort to the use of tactical nuclear weapons. And if that doesn't work, then they will escalate further by maybe using more powerful nuclear weapons. Russia has the largest nuclear arsenal in the world. You don't want to poke the bear. You don't want to do that. And you do that, God knows where things will go, right? So, what are the consequences worldwide if this happens? Well, I'm not sure what the consequences are, but nothing good. Nothing good. If there is the use of nuclear weapons, then that actually opens up a whole lot of possibilities. That would give the Americans the pretext, the excuse to themselves use nukes against Russia. But if they do that, then that's going to invite a further response from Russia. And if they use nukes against Russia on Russian territory, the Russians will have no option but to use nukes against the United States on US territory. Well, that is nuclear Armageddon. Once that starts, there is no stopping it. So we do not want to ever see nukes used again. The last time it happened was in 1945 when the Americans tested two nuclear devices on the Japanese population in the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We don't ever want to see such a horrific war crime happen again. So I hope that some sense will prevail. All kinds of nonsense is being printed right now in the Western media. kind of preparing the public for some kind of nuclear exchange. We don't want to see that. So yeah, so my understanding is very clear that there are certain very clear red lines that Russia has. If those red lines are breached, they will definitely use nuclear weapons. Unless and if those red lines are not breached, they will not use nukes. The red line is Russian territorial integrity. Somebody tries to tamper with that, somebody tries to balkanize Russia or to break away any portion of Russian territory, the Russians most likely could use nuclear weapons, right? So yeah, if you want to make Russia to force Russia to use nuclear weapons, all you have to do, if you're NATO, is arm the Ukrainians enough so that they can go and attack Russian territory, Russian held territory, Russian annexed territory, whatever it is, and try and break some of it away. That's the clear red line. That if you do that, then the Russians most likely will use nukes if they have no other option. So that's where we are.